Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. Just want to take a real brief message. And first of all, thank you for tuning in to our new podcast from the desk of Dr. Rick Wallace. Hope that you're enjoying what you're getting so far. In the meantime, I want to encourage you, if you have a voice, if you have something that you want to say and share, that you actually take advantage of this unbelievable platform. Not only is it powerful in allowing you to get out your message, it is also a great way to earn a little extra income passively by using sponsorships or allowing your listeners to actually support you on an ongoing basis. It's a great place to set up and create your platform so that you can speak boldly about what you're passionate about. Another thing I love is you're not being trolled. You're not being restricted in what you can speak on and how you can speak. It's your voice and you can share it. So definitely click the link, start the process, start your own podcast, and give yourself a voice. Have a great day.
Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having an unbelievable start to your day and that you are having a great start to finish to your week. Real quickly, I want to touch on some points that are important for those people who are enrolling or registering or thinking about registering for this weekend's Pursuit of Purpose event, which is going to take place on Saturday at noon Central Standard Time. For those people who are enrolling in that program, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, but there are people that have been asking a few questions. Will it be recorded? Yes. It will be recorded and hosted privately for anyone who has enrolled in the event. And you're not able to attend, you will be able to go back and watch the course and then set up a one-on-one Q&A session with yours truly to answer any questions that may come up as you observe what is being taught. Now, at a future point, we will re-release this course for the public, but again, it definitely will not be for $19.99, and we'll talk more about that moving forward. Also, real briefly, for those of you who have followed me for a substantial amount of time, you may remember 5 Minutes of Fire. It was my attempt at doing shorter clips for people who are pressed for time, for people who don't have long attention spans, for people who don't want to sit up and listen to 30 or 40 minutes of what I'm teaching, but need something to get their day started or to hold them together or to refer to in difficult moments. That will be coming back starting today. We will be doing daily 5 Minute of Fire sessions where the content will be 5 minutes or less, and it will touch on some very important topics, issues, and situations that people go through. And hopefully it will provide you with encouragement, inspiration, and a certain level and sense of empowerment. I just wanted to bring that to you. Now, this is not going to be a long session here. Won't be 5 minutes, I don't think, but it definitely won't be long. I want to get to the point. I want to get through it, and I want to leave you with something that you can use. That's the goal every day, is to come and provide you with not only inspiration and encouragement, but with something you can literally take away from it and apply to your life and get something valuable out of it. It is not simply to hear myself talk. It's not to make other people listen to me. It is to be an impact. It is to be a force in this world that inspires, encourages, and empowers other people. It's what I do in one way or another in my life. It is what drives me. Hello, Queen Chaka. It's always good to see you. It's always a blessing to see someone with such light. Anyway, let's talk right now. I want to talk with you about how I changed my life, how to become the best version of yourself, and what does it require. Um, you could talk about so many things, but I look at my life and I say, okay, there are certain parts of my life that have always been there. I always knew from early on. You're talking to a kid who was reading at 2. Talking to a person who read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica by the age of 10. So a person who had their first published article nationally at 16, 17, 7, 16, 16, I think. And so I've experienced a certain level of success, but there are also these challenges that I went through where I knew that I wasn't living life at the level of my design. I knew that there were some things that needed to be done. I knew that I wasn't what I could be. And I'm at this point now where I'm always leveling up. So I'm never at a point or a place where I'm content. And being in that place doesn't mean I'm in a place of discontent and not happy. It just means that I'm never going to be satisfied where I'm at, because my first responsibility is to grow. It is to evolve. It is to become something that I am not, and to grow into it. And the key word is I'm growing into myself. I think I shared this with you guys a couple of times, but a while ago, someone asked me, who's my number one hero? Because we were talking about great men of the past, and we were mentioning some huge people from times past. And in religion, you go back and you talk about C.A. Spurgeon, John Wesley. In the Black struggle, you talk about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Marcus Garvey. If you go into writing, you talk about some other the people who were great writers. You talk about great minds. You think about John Henry Clark. You think about Amos Wilson. You think about a bunch of different people that most people may not know, but that are extremely important to me. And we talk about it when someone says, okay, tell me who your number one hero is. I say my number one hero, that person that I look up to more than any other person in this world, is me 3 to 5 years from now. When I look 3 to 5 years down the road and I see the person that I'm becoming, I get excited. When I look 3 to 5 years down the road and I see what I'm capable of, and I literally visualize it, I literally step into that moment and I see the impact that I'm going to have on the world. When I see how the things that I'm doing now are going to lead to things and places that will allow me to really truly change lives at a level that, I'm not currently able to do it at, I get excited about it. So my hero is me 3 to 5 years from now. Why is that important? Because as much as I admire Malcolm X, who probably is in the number 3 spot behind my grandfather, as much as I admire him, as much as I studied, much as I read about him, I am never going to be Malcolm X, no matter how much I try, no matter how much I read, no matter how much I try to emulate him. I'm never going to be Martin Luther King. I'm never going to be Charles Spurgeon. I'm never going to be John Wesley. I'm never going to be any of the people that I look around me and that I admire. And so, I can strive all day and I'll never be that. So I'm never going to be, I don't want to be a replica of someone else. I don't want to be an imitation of someone else. I want to be the best version of myself. Then my hero has to be me, but me in the future. So for the sake of identity, for the sake of self-confidence, for the sake of a true understanding of my self-concept, I have to have an understanding of who I am. I'm not striving to be somebody else because I can never be them. I'm never going to be a good version as someone else as they are of themselves. And I'm never going to be the best version of me trying to be someone else. So that's the first thing I had to learn, is I've got to find me. I've got to discover me. I've got to see who I am. I've got to discover my purpose. Who am I? Why am I here? What does the world require of me? What does life require of me? What does God require of me? Why am I here? And so those are the things that I have to look at. And I have to be very true and honest with myself, because in the honesty, I'm able to make assessments that allow me to see my weaknesses, that allow me to see where I need to grow, because I believe growth has to be intentional. So what did I do? I looked at me, and some of the things that I discovered that I had to do was, number one, is I had to be true to myself. I couldn't sit up and allow anybody else to speak into my life something that I was not, something that I shouldn't be, something that I should not take. I learned a long time ago to stop giving weight and gravity to the random opinion of minimum-minded people. I decided that no one who could not see the greatness in me could speak of me and to me about me. And so I made it very clear that if you're not coming in with, now it doesn't mean that I don't take criticism. I have people in my corner that are there just for that reason, to give honest assessments of where I'm at. But see, the people who are critiquing me aren't critiquing me to tear me down. They're critiquing me because they know there's something better. So the people who critique me don't come in and say, man, what are you thinking? You can't do that. They don't come in with that type of critique. They come in and say, man, you could be doing better. I think you should try it this way. I think that you need to step in this area. Never, hey, man, you're out of your league. You shouldn't be doing that. That's not for. No, these people come in and say, look, I feel what you're doing, but maybe you should do this. I feel what you're doing. Or they come in and say, remember when you said you were going to do this? Well, when do you actually plan on doing it? Those type of people, you want those people around you. So yes, what I had to do is first and foremost, make sure that my circle was tight. Make sure that I had people around me that could see the greatness in me, that would fan my flames instead of piss on my fire. You got to understand that there's some people out there that their sole purpose for being around you is to make sure that every time your flame starts to flare up, they douse it. They do it in real subtle ways that if you're not careful, you won't pick up on it. They do it as if they care about you, as if they're concerned about you falling off the edge. You know, see, the thing is, I'm not afraid of falling off the edge. One thing that I've learned in this life is that if I fall off the edge, I soon take flight. It's in falling off the edge that I learned to fly. So what you got to be very careful of is those people that don't want to see you fly. So they'll constantly remind you you're on the edge. See, the edge is where things happen. The edge is where things happen. See, if you don't walk on the edge, you can never experience what's on the other side, because the first step to getting to the other side is being on the edge. Now, sometimes I'll tell you this, and you got to be, sometimes you're going to fly to the other side. You're going to fall off and you're going to take flight. Sometimes you're going to fall and hit rock bottom, and you're going to have to walk to the other side through the valley. Just ask David. That's why David said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for you are with me. Why? Because David found out what it was like on rock bottom. He had been to the heights. When he killed Goliath, he was gliding, but he also went to the bottom. You got to understand that you're not going to do everything at the pinnacle. Some things are going to happen on the floor of life, and that's okay, because there's greatness to be had on the floor of life. There's some people who need to see you walk up and rise up off the floor of life. Don't be afraid of falling. It will happen. Another thing that I had to do is I had to stop looking outside of me for what was existing only on the inside of me. I had to stop looking on the outside for somebody to come along and be my savior, someone to come along and have all the answers, someone to come along and say, hey, I got you on this. What I had to realize is the things that are needed were on the inside. It was the level of confidence that I needed that was only on the inside. There was a level of a knowledge and awareness of my purpose that was only on the inside. I had to discover my purpose. That's why we're going to have this event on Saturday. People can literally sign up, because we're going to show you how to discover your purpose, how to assume your purpose, how to walk in your purpose, how to unleash the potential attached to your purpose, and how to move in life in a way you never moved before. If you don't know your purpose, you can never be truly the fulfillment of what your design is. You should be living life at the level of your design. If you're not, it's because you don't know your purpose. It's because you're wandering aimlessly, trying to discover something that fulfills you, trying to discover something that elevates you. You are going to have to be aware of who you are in order to get there. Here's the thing, and then this is where I'm going to sort of end it. You're going to have to get tired. When I got tired of being leveled off, when I got tired of being on a plateau, when I got tired of being, okay, well, at least I'm not. That's one of the most dangerous places to be, in that place where you're thinking, at least I'm not there. At least I'm not that person. At least I'm not going through this. At least you start justifying your mediocrity. You start justifying being average. You start justifying not being what you could be by looking at people who you, in your mind, see doing worse than you. No, what I had to do is I had to look at it and say, hey, I'm tired. I'm tired of being overlooked. I'm tired of being undervalued. I'm tired of being underpaid. I'm tired of being misunderstood. I'm tired of not being fulfilled. I'm tired. And when I got tired of it, and I got tired enough, I started to pursue what was meant for me instead of waiting on it. Like George Bernard Shaw said, those who get on in this world go out into the world, wake up every morning and go out into the world, and they find the opportunities they need to do the things they desire. If the opportunity does not exist, they create it. Stop waiting on it and go out and make it happen. And no, it's not going to be easy. This isn't about a life of ease. I told you that so many times before. This is not about a life of ease. This is about a life of reward. This is about a life of fulfillment. This is about living life at the level of your design, operating in your purpose, leaving your imprint on this world, making your presence felt at a level that when you leave this place, the life that you lived while you were here will speak of you long after you're gone. People say, well, how did you get to 46 companies over the course of 30 years? By pushing, by believing in the vision, by deciding, hey, I can see how this can touch lives. It's always been about serving. Everything that I've ever done is about serving someone else, providing someone with something that makes their life better. How did you get to the point where you are about to publish your 25th book? I got there by simply knowing that there was something in me that I needed to express in a way that I left it even when I wasn't there. So this is a type of asset that you create, and it remains out there long after you create it, and it consistently blesses people. You've got to discover your purpose. You got to know why you're here. You got to have something in life that you're aiming for, that you're fighting for, that you're standing for, that you believe in beyond measure, because that's what's going to hold you up. That's what's going to drive you. That's what's going to keep you focused. That's what's going to allow you to make it. There's so many things happening in this life, so many things going on so many different levels. It's easy to get misdirected. It's easy to get misled. It's easy to become overwhelmed. But if you have a sense of your why, your purpose, your destiny, and you focus on that, it will push you through those rainy moments, those storms, those difficult days, because you understand that when you stay focused, when you remain steadfast, there's nothing that can break you, and that you are fulfilling your purpose for your appointment. There's this new saying that's going around, and I'm done, that the purpose, that the person either understood the assignment or they didn't understand the assignment. And it comes from the little Netflix show. But the idea is, when you understand the assignment, everything starts to make sense. Your purpose starts to explain your pain. Your purpose starts to give you vision and destiny. Your purpose starts to outline what's going on and why. Now everything starts to make sense, because everything now is viewed through the lens of the assignment. So you got to ask yourself, what is your assignment here on earth? Why are you here? You're not here simply to exist. You're not here simply to survive. You weren't meant to sit up and push through life. Poverty is not your lot in life. Suffering is not your lot in life. It's a place that you decided to stop off at, and you haven't moved. It's time to move. All right, I'm going to get off of here. I just had to talk to you about that. Remember, as I always say, I live my life on full. Why? Because I want to die on E. I don't want to leave anything undone, no potential untapped. I'm challenging you to do the same thing. And again, for those of you who have often wondered what your purpose is, or even if you think you know your purpose, you haven't figured out how to assume it and walk in it and literally turn it into an unmitigated power source, you want to enroll in this course. I guarantee it's going to be power packed. It's going to walk you step by step through processes that identify your purpose, put you on a path to assuming your purpose, and get you in a place now where life starts to make sense. And now you have something to aim for and stand up for and fight for. So if you haven't signed up, definitely sign up. Even if you can't make it, enroll, because this is the last time it's going to be at the cost of this $19. You're never going to get that again on this, because it's definitely going to go up, and it's going to, whatever the price is when it goes up, it's going to be worth it. But this is the introductory part of it. And so enroll in it, because even if you can't be there, If you enroll, you'll be able to review and watch the video of the course, and then contact me, and I'll do a Q&A session with you one-on-one about any questions that pop up. So that's that. So on that note, I'm gonna get off. Got a bunch of other stuff to do in the middle of a big project here at Rick Wallace Enterprises, but I definitely want to stop off and show some love to you guys. Now, it's time for you guys to show some love to yourselves. And on that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day.